Oklahoma is experiencing a dramatic spike in nicotine poisoning cases, with 10 in January alone. Now, 4 years ago, when Poison Control first started keeping track of the numbers, there was just one case. You see it there in 2010. Then it went to 8 in 2011, 12 in 2012, and then with the popularity of e-cigs, 77 in 2013. Now, here's the kicker on that. Of those 77, 1/3 of the victims were 2-year-olds. Tonight, we go in depth for the story behind the numbers. E-cigarettes are advertised as an alternative to smoking. Users call it vaping. That's because e-cigarettes vaporize cartridges of flavored liquids called e-cig solution that may contain nicotine. Cartridges are refilled from vials like this one. It's strawberry flavored. And while no children in Oklahoma have died from nicotine poisoning, we can tell you last year 1 out of 4 poisoned had to be hospitalized. And more than half of those poisoned were preschoolers. Dr. Gopal Chandrasekaran of Tulsa's Morton Clinic says it's an age group eager to touch and taste new things. They're also attracted to the candy-like flavors and colors of many of the e-cigarette nicotine cartridges and refill vials.
The more enticing the flavor becomes, the more dangerous and the more risk there is for the child to consume a huge amount of it.
Toxicologist Dr. Ken Kulig says it doesn't take much nicotine to make a child sick.
The toxic dose of nicotine for a child is roughly 30 to 60 milligrams. Some of the cartridges, the more concentrated ones, can have 500 milligrams.
Nicotine solution for e-cigarettes is sold in a variety of strengths, but there's no regulation, so the actual amount in the vial is uncertain. The State Poison Control Center tells us that when a person smokes a cigarette, about 2 milligrams of nicotine makes its way into the bloodstream. Just 1 teaspoon of 24 milligram strength e-cigarette solution contains 120 milligrams of nicotine. That's like smoking 3 packs of cigarettes all at once. Nicotine is a neurotoxin. It can poison 2 ways, if swallowed or by being absorbed through the skin. So kids don't have to drink it to be harmed. They only have to touch it. Symptoms of nicotine poisoning range from stomach irritation and facial flushing to a rapid heart rate followed by a crash in the heart rate or a big drop in blood pressure. Serious conditions that can lead to seizures, comas, or in extreme cases, death. What you should do if you know or suspect a child has gotten into an e-cigarette solution, one Tulsa doctor says whether the child drank it or had skin contact, it is vital to immediately call Poison Control. Now, if the child swallowed the solution, don't induce vomiting. But if it gets on the skin, quickly wash the area thoroughly with mild soap and lots of water. And to protect children from exposure in the first place, parents are urged to keep e-cigarettes and the solution used to refill them far out of the reach of children. Now, e-cigarette health concerns don't end with nicotine. The devices are banned on state property and in some communities because of the chemicals in the vapor. Our in-depth coverage of e-cigarette health concerns continues tomorrow night at 10 when we test to see what you're inhaling.